Okay, so today I want to go over percent composition, and this calculation is actually pretty straightforward. And now, or something you guys are more familiar with, is we calculate percentages all the time. So if we think about our class, if we were to figure out what was percentage girls or percentage boys, we would take the number of girls or the number of boys and divide that by the total number of students in our class. We are going to be doing a similar thing here. So here you will have the mass of your element, which will either be like something that's been measured experimentally over the total mass of your sample, or you will have the mass of your element based on the formula over the molar mass of the compound. Now, chemists do this kind of calculation in the lab to confirm. This would be one of the ways they could confirm that they've made the material that they expected to make. So a chemist would analyze their sample, figure out the mass of a particular element in the sample, know the total mass of the sample, figure out the percent composition of that, and then they would compare that to the percent composition that they would expect to get based on the formula that they're of the compound they're trying to make. So here, I want to show you two different types of problems that you will see. The first type of problem is when you are given amounts of each element and you're asked to find the percent composition of one of the element or possibly both of the elements in this material. Now, looking at this problem, we want to assume that there is no other elements present, and that this describes our entire sample. So our total mass would be the sum of the mass of sulfur and the mass of oxygen, and that would be what we would put in the denominator of our problem. So here, to find the percent composition of sulfur, we would take the mass of sulfur, divide that by the total mass, as I said, and then multiply that by 100 to get it into percentage, and then that would give us a percent composition of sulfur. If we wanted to find the percent composition of oxygen, we would take the mass of oxygen and likewise divide it by the total mass of our sample. Now, just like with our class, with this situation here, we would expect our percents to add up to 100. So one way to check your answer, if you were to calculate the percent composition of oxygen, would be to subtract the percent composition of sulfur from 100 to see if the answer equals percent composition of oxygen, or to add the two together and make sure you're getting a sum of 100. Okay, another type of problem that you might see is where you're asked to find the percent composition of each element in a compound given the formula. So like I said, a chemist would want to compare the percent composition they were finding experimentally to what they would expect to have based on the formula of the compound they're trying to make. So here, when we look at copper, we know that there are 2 atoms of copper in each formula unit. So we would want to multiply the molar mass of copper by 2. When we do that, we would get 127.10. This number on the bottom is the molar mass of our compound, and we would get the percent copper was 79.852. If we took the molar mass of sulfur from the periodic table, since there's only one of them, we would only have 32.07. And again, divide that by the molar mass of our compound. Now, when you look at your answers, the 2 answers you have here must add up to 100 or very close to it. Okay, so guys, I want you to try some of the problems on your percent composition worksheet, and this is under classwork. And these problems are going to be very similar to the problem that we just did here together. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions.